Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. Jackson Dart took a pounding last night, Tone. When's the last time you got roughed up?
I'm Tony Kornheiser. The details are not important. I will just say this. Don't pick a fight with Vern Lundquist, okay?
Ooh.
Don't do it.
Was this in a bar post-game? You want to give details?
No details. The details aren't important. I made a mistake.
Oh.
You don't pick a fight with him.
All right.
As simple as that.
Man, gotta call Vern.
Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, Jackson Dart won't go down. Tarek Skugel's future with the Tigers is unclear, and Jeff Saturday joins us for 5 good minutes. But we begin today with the New England Patriots comfortably beating the New York Giants last night, 33-15, to become the first NFL team to 11 wins so far this season. Last year, the Patriots were 4-13. This year, they've won 10 in a row. Drake May continued his fabulous season, going 24 of 31 for 282 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wilbon, do you look at the 11-2 Patriots as the best team in football?
No, I don't, Tony. I'm not on that best team in football train. I think we've decided, you and I have, that how many times are people going to declare a best team in football this season only to be proven wrong the very next week? Now, you can't prove the Patriots are not because they've had this long winning streak and they've looked damn impressive. There's a little cluster of teams I put together. And one of the teams I would put right with the Patriots, if not a hair above, is Denver, who I believe have beaten Kansas City and Philadelphia this season. So I'm going to put Denver right there. I'm going to put Seattle right there. Seattle might be 1 in my power rating. I'm going to, put my Bears right there, who have won 9 of 10. There's a group. I'm going to put Los Angeles there, even though they lost to Carolina last week. I'm going to put San Francisco there. So that's my group. I don't think I left anybody out.
Yeah.
I moved Philadelphia out of it. That's my group. And the Patriots don't go above. Strength of schedule puts Denver above New England, if anything.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I think you might put Green Bay there as well if Green Bay beats
Green
Chicago
Bay.
this weekend. You'd be fourth.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, no, they are not. I don't think of them as the best team in football. I think of them as the most surprising team in football. More surprising even than the Colts, who have begun to fade a little. More surprising even than Carolina, because Carolina has 7 wins and New England has 11. And more surprising than your Bears, who are very surprising. But as you said, New England's wins are built often against bad to mediocre teams, right? I mean, that's what they've played. They had the gift of a 4th-place schedule. Their schedule is ranked as the easiest schedule in the NFL so far. They've only beaten 3 teams that right now have a winning record. I think it's Carolina, Tampa Bay, and Buffalo to this point. And the composite record of the other teams they beat, you have to hear this, it's 32-89. Come on, it's 32-89. You know, so, and they don't have a schedule nearly as hard as Kansas City or Philadelphia. So we're gonna do a wait and see. But I will tell you, they have, if you want me to make the case for them as the best team, they have the 2 most important positions covered, 2 most important in New England. They got a coach and they got a quarterback. That's what matters in New England.
They got that covered. And those guys might get some hardware, particularly if the Patriots keep winning. Let's move to the Giants' rookie quarterback, Jackson Dart, who got launched on a first-quarter second-down scamper because he refused to go out of bounds. Dart missed the last 2 games of the concussion already and has been counseled by other players to save his body. But he said post-game, quote, "I played this way my whole entire life. We're not playing soccer out here. You're going to get hit. It's just part of the game," close quote. Tony, is Dart right that hits are just a part of the game?
He's 100% right that hits and even big hits are part of the game. This is a violent sport by design. You can't watch a game in the NFL and not see somebody at some point get carted off, right? This is the allure of football for over 100 years. I wrote down 5 names. Mike, tell me if I left anybody out. Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, Dick Butkus, Ray Lewis, Chuck Bednarik. I don't think I left anybody out.
That's the group.
You know,
that's the group right there.
Jackson Dart has to understand something. Okay, he's got to understand something. You got to, you cannot walk that tightrope. You have to go out of bounds or you have to slide. I understand you're a tough guy. I understand you want that extra yard. But you know what? A quarterback is more important to his team by playing the entire game than by getting that particular extra yard. There's no great glory, Mike, in having a 3-year NFL career because you don't slide and you don't go out of bounds. He was hit so hard. He could have literally ended up in the stands. He was hit that hard. Get out of bounds.
Tony, I think the place where he's going to have to mature very quickly, unless he's going to wind up in that tent, the blue tent every week, is that just because you did it on Friday and Saturday doesn't mean it works on Sunday. Friday night guys, 99.9% of them, they don't play Sunday. Even the great Saturday guys in the SEC, 80% of them, they don't make it to Sunday. The guys you were playing on Sunday, and then that group of guys you circle, they'll knock you out of the game.
That's right.
They will end your career.
That's right.
And Tony, look, I know in basketball, there are times where players say to young high flyers, they did this to Derrick Rose, and you know how much I love D. Rose. They said to him as he was going to the basket and flying, son, you can't do this all the time. You're going to get hurt. And Tony,
that's right.
It's not a threat. It's a promise. And Jackson Dart had better learn that, and he better learn quickly.
Somebody on the Giants or everybody on the Giants has to explain the way the NFL works. The NFL, as Jerry Glanville said, is not for long. If you play like that,
right.
Can't do that. Let's move to the Hot Stove League and specifically American League back-to-back Cy Young winner Tarek Skubal. The Detroit Tigers do not want to trade Skubal. They want him to pitch for them this year in what is the last year of his contract, but multiple reports say the Tigers are willing to listen to offers, knowing that Scott Boras is Skubal's agent. John Heyman reports the gap between what Skubal wants and what the Tigers have offered is, $250 million. The gap. Wilbon, should the Tigers even be listening to offers for Skubal at the upcoming winter meetings?
Yeah, Tony, they almost have to. You mentioned Scott Boras and you mentioned $250 million. We covered enough baseball long enough ago to even when Scott Boras was relatively new to the game, it's not a threat with Scott Boras. It's not an empty threat. And so you got to take this seriously. I don't know what his specific relationship is with the Tigers brass, but they know whether or not they have any kind of realistic shot at holding on to Skubal. And if you think seriously he's going to walk and you can get something for him, you've got to listen. Whether you do this right now, whether you kick the can down the road a little bit and find out if the price goes up. But yeah, Tone, the Tigers have to listen. He's too valuable. Yeah. He's too good. He could fetch a lot from somebody.
I would love to disagree with you, but you're 100% right. And Scott Boras has a lot to do this, who may or may not be the devil. I watched this happen in Washington with Juan Soto. The Nats made an offer of over $300 million. Scott Boras paid no attention to it, and the next thing you know, Juan Soto was being traded. You have to listen. Look, there's some stuff with Skubal. He's not an everyday player. He's a pitcher, okay? He's had Tommy John surgery. He's had another surgery on his elbow. He's had 2 fantastic seasons, Mike, but the Tigers have to think in the back of their minds, what if the clock is ticking on this guy? What if we can get a starter and a reliever? What if we can get an all-star position player? You have to consider it because Scott Boras almost always takes his players into free agency. He almost never signs them, extends a contract. So, yeah, you know what? It stinks for the Tigers. It does. But you have to listen. Yeah. The only thing that might help them, and it might, if there's a work stoppage in a year and a half or in 2 years, whatever that is, 2027, I guess, maybe another team doesn't want him because why are you giving him a lot of money if he can't play because there's a work stoppage? Let's take a break. Coming up in our attempt to find the NFL's best team, we will ask Jeff Saturday which O-line impresses him the most right now.
We'll also ask him whether age has caught up with Aaron Rodgers.
The thing is with Skubal, this is his last year. You wait too long and he walks, you get nothing, right? You get nothing.
Yeah. That could be.
Pardon the interruption.
Let's dig back into the NFL trenches with our great friend ESPN NFL analyst Jeff Saturday. Jeff, Wilbon and I are having trouble deciding which teams are really good. Every week you think a team is good and then the team loses. Often the strength of a team is an offensive line. You played on the offensive line. That's a good indicator. As you look across the league, which offensive line or lines stand out to you? And I have to add, injuries have to count on this. If there's a great player and he's out, he's not on the line anymore. So who do you got for us?
I'll start. I would say the Broncos have a good offensive line. I think the Packers have a good offensive line. I think the Bears have a very good offensive line. Rams got one. Colts got one. I mean, you can kind of go that way, right? As you're looking at teams that have been successful and are kind of up in that push. Philly's got a good offensive line, even without Lane Johnson, who we know is an absolute stud. They're even better when they're in. So those would be the groups that you look at. But I'm the same way as you, Tony, in all honesty. This has been one of the craziest years in the NFL I've ever witnessed. You really don't know what you're going to get. There's nobody who's just run away with this thing. Everybody seems beatable. Everybody kind of has warts that you can see and that can be magnified. And then, you have, like, I talked about Love a few weeks ago about that he wasn't the guy and that he was struggling. He goes out and throws 4 tuds and looks like an MVP the other day. But it's the ebbs and flows of the season, so I don't think anybody's clearly running away, but those are the lines that I like the most so far.
Love gives us a nice transition, Jeff, to Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Ian O'Connor of The Athletic compared the sight of Aaron Rodgers with that busted nose to the classic shot of Wyatt Tittle in his prime, on one knee and bleeding. How much can Aaron Rodgers at this age, Jeff, have left? You played until you were 37 years old, and Aaron Rodgers, he's going to get a gold jacket minutes after he calls it quits. But at this point, does he have anything left?
Man, I tell you what, not the way he's getting hit. I mean, you think broken wrist. I mean, basically face broken. I mean, when he hit the ground, y'all, I'm not even going to lie. When he hit the ground, I didn't think he was getting up. I mean, he hit the ground, and I was like, oh, because there's certain ways in football, right? You watch it long enough, and you're like, oh, it's it looks bad, but the way they fall, the way he fell told me everything. And then he got up and went about it. And I'll say this, part of the issue for me here, Wilbon, is that this should never be the issue, shouldn't be offense when you're talking about Pittsburgh. The Bills ran the ball, just run plays alone, 51 run plays. 51. Like offenses, when you play, you want to get like 50 total, like run pass positive plays. The Bills had 50 and ran for 250. You're just like, the defense has got to help. You got to get more. You got to get more strikes at this thing. You got to get more, opportunities. They're just not getting enough. And I know they haven't played well on offense, but man, the blame's got to go on the defense when that's where you hang your hat.
There's a guy on the Jaguars who's probably fairly anonymous, but I know you know him. 335-pound nose tackle, Devon Hamilton of the Jaguars. He had to step in as a long snapper because of injury. This seems like you're asking the impossible. You know how hard that task is. Give us an idea.
Oh, let me just tell you the nerves. Right, I can't even imagine the nerves that he felt when you slide over. Now think about this. Every week, the long snapper, the holder, and the kickers, punters and field goal kickers, go off by themselves, right? They have like one period of practice a day. Other than that, they're usually on a whole separate field, and they're doing their own thing. They go in and work out. They got their own little world, right, that they all live in. And that's all that's all the long snappers doing, right, is snap after snap after snap, just getting accustomed to it, timing, everything feels good. Which side are you going to put it on for the holder and for the punter and for everything is golden. When you got to step in and you hadn't been you snap it like twice a week to this guy, the nerves that he had to have felt before he put his